Hello YouTube community, my name is TheJackAbba13. Today, we're going to be doing the AEW review for the January 6th edition of Dynamite. This was a really good show. It was a show that I was kind of anticipating to be a good show. I hadn't seen a whole lot about it other than the big reveal at the end of the show, so we'll get to that point in a second. But after watching the Brody Lee tribute show, same night tonight, by the way, it's 2:30 as I'm recording this, I was ready for a normal show that wasn't going to make me bawl my eyes out, and this one really delivered that. The start of the night was an amazing match between the Young Bucks and SCU versus the Hybrid 2 and the Acclaimed. Everybody kind of could figure out where this one was going to go. You're building to the Young Bucks versus SCU, where the SCU boys end up losing to the Young Bucks, and they finally, split. Hopefully that's where they're going. It's a very interesting storyline, and it would make a lot of sense. Though SCU could still beat the heroes at the end of the day. Who knows? They've done it before. Would not be surprised to see them do it again. The match was okay. Began with a really nice rap. The Acclaim did a good job of addressing the John Cena stuff. I really liked that. The Hybrid 2 continuing to, have a little bit of struggles in coordinating with your, other tag team members when they're in a multi-man sitting. But aside from that, they did a pretty good job. I think that they, Angelico's looking amazing. Dude's got a lot of really good submission moves. Evans impresses me all the time with the way that he moves. Man, he's freaking crazy. And of course, I like Bowens and Caster as well. They're doing pretty good. But yeah, this match overall pretty decent match. I'm gonna give it a B. I didn't actually write down any of this stuff or get it a definitive grade, but we'll go ahead and just go with like what feels right in the moment. After that match, of course, Kazarian was like, "Yo, we're gonna do this whole thing where Daniels and I are gonna ride this bitch till the wheels fall off, basically." And in order for that to be like a success, we're going for those tag team titles. So we got your back no matter what. But we got these tag team titles in mind. We'll see where that heads out. Could be a bit interesting. Jon Moxley comes back for the first time since losing the title to Kenny Omega, and I really like that they make that seem like a big deal. Like losing the title means something to people, and that gives the title prestige and weight that wouldn't be there otherwise. It's a very subtle detail, I guess. It's not something that people would really realize influenced them, but does. Anyway, he comes out, he gives a Moxley promo. In the middle of the Moxley promo, some dude's yelling about how Moxley sucks. I don't know why that was allowed, but he did. Whatever. But Moxley promo, good thing. Never a bad promo. Good stuff. After that, we got a nice little preparation for next week. We're going to have a match between Chuck Taylor and Miro, where Miro is likely going to destroy Chuck Taylor. Not like completely. Chuck Taylor will have offense because, he's actually a good wrestler too, surprisingly enough. We wouldn't know that otherwise. He's a really good wrestler. Really good dude. But Miro's likely going to win that, and it'll continue their little feud. After that was, in my opinion, the best match of the night that I enjoyed the most, Wardlow versus Jake Hager. I'm not typically a big beefy man, strong man versus strong man kind of guy, but this match really delivered. It's been a blood feud sort of that's been brewing for the past roughly year, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, I don't know, but I'm finally getting to see some big men go at it. With the passing of Brody Lee, of course, there's a few less big men to fulfill those dream matches, and that upsets me a lot. But this one got to do a lot of heavy lifting. I didn't know who was going to win it. The way that the match progressed, it looked like Hager was going to be the winner. It was very surprising to see Wardlow win, but Wardlow's my boy. He was the guy that I was hoping would win. But it didn't look like it for a long time, and then he just takes control at the very last second. He picks apart one mistake that Hager made, and if find a way to win it. Dude's insanely athletic, insanely smart in the ring too. You can see his like brain working, the way that everything like happens. He's a very cerebral wrestler, I guess is a good way of putting it. The show was the first night of the New Year's Smash, and of course, as a result, we had our boy Snoop Dogg, Snoop Double G, helping out. And he does a nice little thing with the Private Party Boys and Matt Hardy. You got some gin, you got some juice. Of course, Snoop Dogg brings the juice. Pretty sure that was know what I mean? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Because you can't really do that on TV anymore. But that was pretty cool. After that, Team Taz and Brian Cage come out to do the weigh-in with Darby Allin, of course. They continue the storyline where Darby Allin and Sting have this thing. I'm not entirely certain where it's going just yet. I'm actually really excited to see it potentially move forward. But I'm first excited to see Brian Cage versus Darby Allin. I'm a little bit upset that that's been overshadowed a little bit by the Sting stuff. But at the same time, one of the best moments AEW has ever had in like TV history, at least. And that's saying a lot, because they've had a lot of good moments of Sting coming out for the first time with the amazing music, the Winter is Coming thing being like actual like connection to Sting. It was really good stuff. But yeah, this typical weigh-in kind of thing. I'm not sure where they're going with this. Then we have MJF coming back to talk to Hager, and like basically tell him like, dude, you did good, no worries. It was pretty sick. After that, Jurassic Express continues their storyline with FTR, and FTR baited them once again. FTR is becoming masters of this, into having Marco Stunt instead of Luchasaurus in their match against Lucha Express. So Jurassic Express, not Lucha Express, Jesus. I'm almost as bad as the commentators are. But yeah, this was... Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I really like FTR continuing to be like master manipulators behind the scenes. That's really cool. I like that a lot. But I don't know. I'm not really digging this whole Jurassic Express versus FTR thing. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I like Jungle Boy. I think he's really good, but I'm kind of actually looking forward to the day when all three of them split off and do their own thing. I think that Marco Stunt being with Sammy Guevara in some capacity would be pretty cool. I think Luchasaurus going off on his own would be pretty cool. And of course Jungle Boy going off on his own would be pretty cool. These guys were pretty cool these guys were a good tag team at the very beginning of it all, but I've sort of outgrown them as a tag team. If they ever bring a trios in, keep them together for that, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. The next match was Cody versus Matt Sydal, and I'm not saying this in a completely like derogatory sense, but it was probably the worst match of the night, and it was still a pretty good match. I'm going to give it a C grade. Not going to go too far in depth into it. The big thing that happened is it looks like there's going to be a Cody versus Serpentico and Luther thing, with Sydal possibly joining in on that. Maybe that was just a one-off. I don't know. But yeah. Snoop Dogg hits a splash, I guess, on Serpentico. He tried his best, never doing it before in his life. He looked a bit unsteady on the ropes, so he did okay. The pin was definitely goofy. It was an odd pin, but what can you do? Snoop Dogg really made the night fun, though. Like, you could tell he was having a good time. The next match was an amazing women's match, a match that I was definitely looking forward to and delivered on a lot of fronts. I've always been a fan of the goofy stuff and the like paranormal aspects of wrestling. So people like Rosemary, The Undertaker, and now Abaddon always intrigued me. I really liked them a lot. And Abaddon being able to have this like gimmick, go a little bit further would make me really happy. Give her like a segment every now and again where she like drags people to hell, like just random jobbers, and she like it expands on the Abaddon myth. All we know about her right now is just a scary girl who makes people bleed by biting them. We can make that better. We can make that more. And I think that she deserves time because she's a pretty decent wrestler. She looks a bit green, not gonna lie. I think that she still has a little work to do on her punches and to make those look more effective. Her clotheslines are phenomenal. Those are really good. But her punches and her chops, they don't have quite the oomph that I'm looking for just yet. But she's definitely got a bright future ahead of her. I love the character work. Her biting her neck underneath the ring, her biting Shida's neck underneath the ring, amazing. They definitely made this look like Abaddon was going to win. They definitely did that. And as a result, the match sort of felt like it had a short ending. It was just quick. I'm not entirely certain how I feel about that, but I'm not going to take too many points off. It's probably going to be a B- grade for me. Definitely a very good match. Actually, no, I said that I wouldn't ever do below a B for an average match, so we'll do a B. We'll do a B grade. My bad. Then the final match of the night was Kenny Omega versus Rey Fenix, and I thought this was going to be the match that stole the show, and for a lot of people it probably was the best match of the night. Wardlow versus Jake Hager just really got me for some reason. And I think part of it is that Kenny Omega and Rey Fenix have such amazing chemistry that it's kind of hard to differentiate how good they are from everybody else. And it's hard to differentiate how good this match is in comparison to, the overall card instead of how good this match is versus their other matches. When Kenny won the AAA Mega Campeonato, AAA Mega Campeonato championship. Well, Campeonato champion. You know what I mean. When he won that, I want to say it was in December of 19, something like that. That was a phenomenal match. Probably the best one I've seen these two have, and they've had a lot of good matches. So, seeing this match not being as good as that one, still a very good match, don't get me wrong, not as good as that one, is definitely, not what I was hoping for. By the way, for the Hager Wardlow match, I'm going to give that an A grade, just because it was really good. I don't think I mentioned the grade that I gave that. So, and because of that, an A- grade for Kenny Omega and Rey Fenix, just to differentiate between those two so you can know which one's better. And then the end of the night, Kenny Omega looks like he's going to go beat up Rey Fenix. He's already got the boys, Eddie Kingston and Butcher and Blade and Bunny, have taken out the other members of Triangulo de la Muerte. Sorry, I have a retainer in, so speaking Spanish is harder. And then, it looks like he's going to get stopped, and then the Good Brothers come out, and they tear everybody a new asshole. They beat the crap out of Jon Moxley, who came out to stop Kenny. They beat the crap out of the the Varsity Blondes. They beat the crap out of a bunch of other people. Fuego del Sol, I think, got in the mix on that, so on and so forth. And the Good Brothers coming to AEW. A lot of good stuff. This partnership between AEW and Impact has really led to a lot of open doors, and I hope that in combination with everybody allowing for there to be communication and cross-promotion conversations following Brody Lee's death, I think that hopefully can lead into a much more open wrestling community where we're not going to have a war between NXT and AEW as much anymore. We're not going to have a war between AEW and WWE, for that matter, as much anymore. And it's more, everybody has wrestling, and everybody enjoys wrestling. And the community that is the international wrestling community, ends up being able to turn this into more of a positive and, not have it be solely about the business. But it's wrestling, it's business. It ain't going to happen, sadly. But I like to hope that it would. And then the Young Bucks come out after all of this, and they look like they're trying to stop things from happening any further. But of course, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, there's history there. It's, Bullet Club, but they can't say that on AEW, so they had to call them like the gang or whatever. that was kind of goofy, but yeah, that's an interesting storyline. I can't wait to see where that goes. Obviously, Hangman and probably the Dark Order behind him are gonna have to be like the people that step up and stop this, because if they don't, who will? You know, can't be Moxley. Moxley doesn't have enough friends in the back locker room, and Darby's gone and done his thing with Team Taz right now. He can't really be used. Lance Archer maybe could come to that aid, but he is more of a bone to pick with Eddie Kingston. I guess he could come to the aid because Eddie Kingston seems to be aligned with them as well. It's a whole mess that a lot of things are going to need to be explained in the next week's episode, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. So we had an A, we had an A minus, we had a B, we had a B, we had a C, I think it was. Hold on, let me check just to make sure that I'm not. Yeah, Cody versus Sydal, that was a C. So I think that gives us a B grade overall. Thereabouts, B minus, something like that. I'm just going to round it up to a B plus because the rest of the show is really good. A lot of good pacing from what I saw. I was watching the Fight TV version after the fact because I didn't get the chance to watch it live. I was doing other things. I don't remember if I was doing homework that day or not. That doesn't really matter. But yeah, I want to make sure that I got this recorded for you guys. Got to get it up. It's a bit shorter than usual. I kind of want to keep it below 20 minutes if I can from now on, so I'm going to do a method more like this from now on. And yeah, it was good stuff. So B minus grade for this show. Sorry, B plus grade for this show, rather. Decent show, you know. Anyway, I've been the Jackhammer 13. I'm tired as hell, and as a result, I am signing out. I will catch you guys later today, around 7 o'clock, for an episode of, today's Friday, right? So an episode of If My Heart Had Wings. It's going to be good stuff. Catch you there.